This is TransAfricaradio.
Yes, my name is Zakes Batwini, and you are tuned into TransAfricaradio with me all the time.
It's called Bang Bang Bang. The latest offering from Mr. Zakes Batwini.
Another day we do this every weekend. Sunday.
Definitely have him in the studio right now. We're going to sit down and speak to him about his latest music offering, as well as where does all these flames come from. Indeed, man. Good morning to you, Mr. Zakes Batwini. How you doing, man?
I'm very good, man. How you doing, Jomo?
Yo, I'm great, man. Shout
Very
out to
good, my
you.
brother.
Shout out to you for actually coming through in the building.
Yeah, thank you very much for having me.
Yeah, we definitely appreciate you coming through. I feel so starstruck right now.
Please,
Well, we're definitely going to jump into it. Your
Yeah.
new music is out.
Yes.
You know, I feel like I was saying to you just now off air that, you know, the one thing that are always distinct about you
Yes.
is your fashion and the
Yes.
music.
Yeah.
and you didn't disappoint because today
Yeah,
you...
tell them, especially those who want to claim, man. You know, because there are those who want to claim and they never want to give credit. You know,
Yeah.
So yeah, they need to know. They
Yeah,
need
it's
to
true,
know.
man. I mean, you didn't disappoint as well today. So
Yeah.
I think you definitely do not need any introduction,
Yeah.
from all the hits that you've been giving us throughout the whole years. Say hello to everyone in Africa.
I just want to say hello to everybody, man. I want to say hello to some people in the east, north, south of Africa. Zakes Batwini, I'm in the building. Here to talk about my new music. Here to talk about good things, man. Here to talk about also issues that are around the music business. So if you want to know something that is happening, especially in South Africa, because we are situated in South Africa, I'll tell you more. But I'm also in a very better position to tell you about what is happening in Africa in the music as a whole, because I was at Sony as an executive A&R of Sony for like two and a half years. So I actually know what is going on in the rest of Africa.
So
when it comes to
definitely,
business.
I feel like, so now you came to the right place. It's
Yeah, man.
TransAfrica.
It's a good one.
Yeah.
Now I speak to my people everywhere.
So you're back with this album,
Yep.
Love, Light and Music too,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
Which is it's a second offering from the first banger album that you did give us, and all the
Yeah,
other
Love,
ones that
Love,
came
yeah.
through. What motivated you to actually say you're gonna have Love, Life, Music too?
I think I missed music, man. You know, I think it got to a point where I would be, because I was working at Sony, you know, and I kind of like neglected making music and performing.
Yeah.
And I missed it, man. Like I would walk. I remember this other time I walked in the boardroom. I was like, I know. I love being here in terms of like taking care of business. But man, I miss my people. I miss being on stage. I miss lights. I miss singing along. I miss dancing. I miss all those things, you know, which the boardroom does not, provide. You know?
Yeah.
Because we keep on chasing money, man. You know, chasing number ones, chasing whatever, and we don't find, and there's no. Then you find out that there's no joy. You know, the joy is you know, things that I enjoy are actually very free. You know, to get on stage and just singing your lungs out. Yes, you might be paid, but you're actually enjoying yourself while doing that. And I think I missed that, and so I went back to the studio to create music. And for me, as I was making and creating this music, you know, it sounded more like a Love Latin music. You know, like a continuation of Love Latin Music 1, which like Wasting My Time, you know, Clap Your Hands, No Matemba, you know, Pam Pam. For me, it sounded more of like, this is like a continuation. It's like a journey of that new album, of that old album that I did, because it has heavy horns, you know, very, what you call beats, Afro beats that are there, you know, mixed with the house music stuff that is happening in South Africa. And I felt like this is a continuation of that, of Love Latin Music. So this album sounds very Love Latin music. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna call it Love Latin music too.
I mean, already with the song "Bang Bang Bang,"
Yeah.
it's already, it's like when you release the first one, it's happening again now. Because
Yeah.
it's already a summer jam, and it's already,
Yeah.
it's already a jam that we definitely will be pumping throughout December, because
Yeah.
it's a really great tune. And the
Yeah.
one thing that I always, love about your music is the fact that you tell you always tell either a life or a love story,
Yeah.
and you make us dance at the same time.
Yes.
So I would, as an entertainer,
Yeah.
do you think that the challenges throughout the music industry, is it different now? Is it different from how it was when you just came in and you were?
Yeah,
you were
man.
staying?
I think it is different. It is different, but it's better. It's always get better with time. It's better. I remember when the guys like the Mtutsi Kitsikis, the Atamafokates, the Kalawas, and the Triple Nines of that time. They were taking it from the Brenda Fasses and the even Shaka Chakas, which at that time the even Chaka and the Brenda Fasses were signed.
Yeah.
And then they came in and they were independent, and then we came in, we took it to onto another level, we brought in some swag, we brought in some suits, we brought in some fashion, we took it overseas, and the guys are right now are taking it to now the social media is here, because at that time when we were back in 2008 we only had Facebook.
That's the truth.
We didn't have and for Facebook, and some of the people were not even on Facebook. Like, are you on Facebook? What is that? Right now there's no one who doesn't understand what Facebook is.
Yeah.
And I think we're in a better space now, and it's better, and people don't need to be signed anymore.
Yeah, that's the truth. Yeah,
People don't have to be signed anymore. So you have to have a choice, because okay, I don't want to be signed, I want to be independent. Obviously your career will be limited somehow. So you have to choose, because there's no bigger artist that I know that does not have a contract.
Yeah, that's
Every
the truth.
biggest artist you have in the world, there's a
Actually,
contract.
there's a contract somewhere.
Yeah, so if you want to be that big, we've never seen someone that big without a contract. The Beyonce's without a contract. Some people would think that Jay-Z now does not have a contract, because that's what but no, man. There are agreements. There are serious agreements. We knew of Jay-Z when he had a contract. Now he might not have a contract, but he's 47.
Yeah.
So he's old. There are a lot of uppers that were and are in a contract.
Yeah.
So for you to think that you're gonna be as big as Jay-Z without a contract,
you need to.
well, I can't say you won't, because it would be me imposing that you can't do it.
That you can't do it.
But for me, my intelligence in this business has told me that you have to choose. You've got to choose. It is a system that has been created for people to benefit when they are in a certain contract with some people. And if you don't wanna, if you feel like you can do it, you probably wouldn't use the same systems, because the radio stations, the whatever sampling, this business is created, man, through there's a certain contract right there. So if you can do it with avoiding every contract, hey man, I'd like to see that.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
So I think you speaking about that, also reminds me that you do wear an executive hat, with Sony Music. Yeah. And I also do know that you are one of the founding members of the Mayonnaise production.
Yes.
And I would want to tap into that to say, with you saying that. And in the production company itself, the kind of people that you groom.
Yes.
I would ask what type of music, what kind of people is it that you the record label itself, the production company actually takes in, and what's the whole movement towards that? It's
music, man. My record company is about music. We coined this word "Depen Kwaito music." You know. When we discovered that because El Vovo was my first artist that I signed under Mayoni. and music was very different. And I remember the guys at that time at the EMI, because I was releasing that album under EMI. They asked me that, "Hey, yo, man, so what is this? What is this sound? Because it's not Kwaito."
Yeah.
But I didn't want to shy away from Kwaito,
Yes.
because we were, you know, inspired by Kwaito, and I was tired of us as South Africans always dividing genres. You know what I mean? Like, I wanted us to contribute in one genre. You know what I mean? Like, no, now so we have Kwaito happening, then another artist happening, and then, but no, it's not quite. This is Gaz music. Oh, now it's okay. So there's Kwaito, there's Gaz in South Africa. Okay, now I come in. No, this one is whatever. So I didn't wanna, you know, I wanted to contribute in the Kwaito. So I was like, okay, in that case, it's Durban Kwaito music. It's a Kwaito from Durban. It's how Durban people interpret Kwaito music.
And that's how Gqom was actually born.
Yes,
that's where it's coming from.
Yeah, first then Gqom looked, and then Gqom was inspired by it, and then we have a Gqom today. So we about music, man. We about music. I always say this, you know, in the entertainment industry, like in any production industry. Because entertainment is also a production. We're producing entertainment. You get different people. So you're gonna get musicians, people who are there to make music, you know.
Yeah.
You know, and also who will contribute in the genre. But you'll have obviously those who just gonna come in, you know, just make you feel happy that time, and then they will go.
That's the truth.
And then they are called one-hit wonders. They will come in, you know, at certain December, you know, they will do ABCD, and then come March, you don't know of them anymore, because that thing, we know it was then. You know, Hibiri, you know what I mean? Like, do you get me?
But I think it's true, because that's what they contribute to the industry.
Yeah, that's what they are contributing, and then it's an entertainment, and they are there for that, you know. So they're not musicians, man. It's not like they are musicians. They happen to have a gimmick in the song that is working. And the industry, you as a musician, you might like it as well. You know, you like it, and then you're gonna jam to it, but you're not gonna. It's not that this person you're gonna see them one day collaborating with Prahyuma Masegela, or collaborating with Zakes Batwini, or collaborating or having a career out of this thing. You know, so I think you've got to choose.
Yeah,
it's either you're a musician, or you're a gimmick artist, or you're a one-hit wonder, or you whatever. So the industry is very, you know, and people are not stupid. Hey, they are able to tell. I mean, there are artists who release album each and every year. There are artists who release album after 10 years. I release album every after maybe 3 to 4 years.
3-4 years, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the last time I released an album was 2013 and 2017. That's like 4-5 years ago. You know, but I still have my market, because people know that when Zakes Batwini comes out. But there are artists who, if they wouldn't release for 2 years, it's over. You don't even
you know,
them.
because I think, you know, in a sense of saying, I think it's the question that always comes to my mind: timeless music.
Yes.
Music that we could still jam, clap your hands.
Yeah,
still go and
I mean,
jam,
you just played Keto. It's 5 years old.
Timeless music that's been created that it can actually last for some time.
Yeah.
So I think a lot of people don't actually know that you do wear a executive hat. And you know, you're a father, you're an executive at a record company, you're an owner of a production company, and you're a musician first and foremost. You're a fashionista. Giving you all these hats.
Everything.
How do you balance it out? You know, because the one thing that I would say people make seem very easy. People like you make it seem easy because you are flawlessly running through all of them. You know, how do you balance it out? How do you balance everything out?
Don't add anything into your resume when you don't something that you don't like.
Yeah.
You know, the fact that other people are doing A, B, C, D, and F, and then you think that you're gonna do A, B, C. Believe you me, I know people who are doing from A to Z. You know, you probably you've only counted maybe about 5 or 6 things that I do. I know people that I could count 13, and there's always someone better than you. So you always have to choose what you're good at. For you, because you'll always make time for those things. Sometimes you're not even thinking that you are making time, or you're not even seeing that you are making time, or you don't even work to make time. It just happens. You know, when I was making this album, I don't remember a time saying to myself, okay, you know, like next week from Monday to Friday, I'm gonna hit the studio. I don't remember.
Yeah.
But I was finding myself in the studio. I was chilling in the studio. Call my friends in the studio. We'll come chill. I'll sit in the studio for the whole day. Probably I wouldn't even do a song. But it's my spot. I love this place. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you know, like, I love clothes. It's something that I like. I love going out. I love dressing well. It's stuff that I like. So I'm not gonna PR something that I'm not.
Yeah.
Because I'm always gonna have to think about it.
Yeah.
Hey, whatever. Because it's just me. I know a lot of people now putting themselves pressure. You know, pressure. They on Instagram. They live this life that they don't have now. They have that pressure on Instagram now. Okay, on Monday, what am I
I need to slay on a Monday.
I'm gonna slay. How can I slay them? You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah. So
you
the
know,
pressure is just too much.
yeah. So it's too much. So for me, is that you've counted all these things, but I don't feel as if I'm doing all these things because it's stuff that is just up my. You know,
Yeah, it just comes naturally.
it's so natural, man.
It comes naturally.
So
to
I
you.
do stuff that comes to me naturally.
Yeah. So I also see the one thing about that's very distinct about your album is even the songs, you know, the naming of the songs.
Yeah.
It's, you know, around the world.
All around the world, yeah.
world, and, you know, your Bang Bang,
Bang
and,
Bang,
you know,
yeah.
so many other ones that are coming there. I think every song would actually intertwine with,
Yeah.
tells a story. per se.
Yes.
What would you say this story, this album as a whole, what story is it saying? What is it telling?
It's
What
a
story
love.
is it telling?
It is a love, light and music album. It's seriously like a love album. I talk about love there. You know, I'll talk about the love. It's in its entirety. You know, from someone who's been hurt by love and someone who loves love. You know, and I talk about not only the love of two human beings, like a man and a human, like an intimate love. I talk about this just love all around the world. Is a song about love.
Yeah.
You know, love of our country and our continent and of the world. You know, right now, what is happening in Sierra Leone? You know, and I feel like we're lacking that love for, especially us as Africans. It's not mainstream. That story is not mainstream. We wake up in the morning, we open a TV, we'll be told by Texas. How many people that died in Texas? 47 people. May they so rest in peace.
Yeah.
No one deserves to die.
Yeah.
47 people, you know? But there's 500 or 600, 500 people in Sierra Leone that have died. 500 people in Sierra Leone that have died, you know? A mudslide. But we don't know. People don't know that, you know? Because us as the artists, I think probably, arguably, there's not even 10 South African celebrities that have posted about Sierra Leone.
Yeah.
This is just how much they don't. It's not that they don't care. They don't know.
Subconsciously, you know, subconsciously,
Yeah.
we neglect to actually
Yeah,
think about.
we neglect the stuff. It's not only South African acts.
Yeah.
Like African acts. You know, like
Not a lot of us
not
are
a lot
actually
of
saying
African
anything.
acts, yes. But I remember when there was stuff happening in Paris. You know,
Yeah.
we were all praying for Paris.
That's the truth, yeah.
You know, we are all praying for Texas, but no one is praying for us, man. And we have to pray for ourselves, and we have got to work for ourselves. And I think as Africans, it's about time where we think that corporate Africa will assist us in our problems. In South Africa, you know what happened when we had problems in Alexandra. Nothing happened.
No corporate
But
is even willing.
there was
to
no
come.
corporate that
Yeah.
that assisted people in Alexandra. You know, predominantly with African people, black. Of course, Africans are black, man. Like when we talk about African, they're
talk
Africans.
about- yeah.
So because they were only African people.
Yeah.
But when something happened in Cape Town, within 24 hours,
There was an
all
help
the
that came
corporate South Africa alone, they raised about 28 million. Just corporate South Africa alone. Insurance companies, banks, all of them, they contributed there. And who's banking there? I mean, white South Africans in South Africa, whites, they less than 10 million. They're like 5 million, I think. So the majority of people who are banking and who are on insurance are Africans.
That's the truth, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Majority of the
The majority of the people are Africans, but
Yeah.
corporate South Africa has never lift up like a hand and say, okay, let me assist.
Yeah.
You know why? It's simple. when you look at the face of the corporate South Africa, is white.
Yeah.
So I don't blame them. The people in Cape Town, they had these beautiful houses being burned by whatever, and they had to assist their people, man. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that.
It's the truth, yeah.
Yeah, which is what we need to do with
Yeah,
our So it's love. So
Yeah.
that's that album, love. It's about that, and it's like I made this song. I made this song knowing that this was gonna happen because I think that we lack to love ourselves. We don't love ourselves enough, man. Like as Africans, we really are not taking care of ourselves enough, and we have to. So this album is about that. It's just about love. It's love. It's light. It's the future. It's what we want for our kids, and it's music. You know, those who appreciate music. You know, that's why we have songs like "My Number One," which is dedicated to my wife. We have a song like "I Choose the Best of Love." You know, I have a song like Dancing Trumpets, which I did to Prayu. You have Bang, Bang, Bang. You know, and you have a song like Love and Pain. You have Heaven on Earth, you know, where it says, this place is just so beautiful. It's so, I'm enjoying being here. It's like heaven on earth. You know, we have I'll Do Anything to Be With You, you know. We have a song that Don't Keep Me Waiting. We have rock with You. All these outdoor dance, nice love songs. You know what I mean?
Love songs that actually
you love a party. Yeah, it's about that, man. Yeah.
I appreciate it, and I feel as though what you just said now is extremely important in the sense of saying, as Africans, we need to love each other, and we need to, you know, we need to have that subconscious love to say, as Africans, you know, border, you just leave the borders out of it, and actually focus on being an African person. So it's 26 minutes after 12 p.m. Central African time. We have Ndate Zakes Batwini in the building, you know, giving us the best of his music, telling us and breaking it down for us, what this album is all about, and telling us everything. So when we come back, we're gonna jump into his fashion sense, you know, just get a taste a little bit about that, and just find out how is being a father to Zakes and being a husband as well. 26 minutes after 12 p.m. If you have any questions that you'd like to ask, it's +27 792544 or simply just tweet me. It's at TransAfrica872 at JO_MODJ #lifestyle. I'm giving you one that's coming through from him again. It's called Love, Light and Music Too. A great jam indeed. Great music only on #lifestyle. TransAfricaradio 872 is what you tuned into. It's your boy Jomo, the chubby sexy ninja, chilling with the one and only Mr. Zakes Batwini. That's a song coming through from him. It's One Glass of Wine.
Yes,
so
sir.
Why one glass of wine? Why
Just one glass of wine, man.
Oh yeah, my guy.
They say with time it matures. The taste of the wine, it always changes.
Yeah.
And you have to appreciate the fact that, you know, it serves in a room temperature.
Yeah.
You know, so it's a very, you know, wines are very cheap, but they have the sense of expensivity.
Yeah.
If there's a word like that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, you know, like it's an expensive. So when I can give you a whole bottle of gin or cognac or whiskey, and then I can give you wine. See, when I give you wine, it's like you have like they branded wine very well. So the wine companies branded wine very well.
Yeah.
Cheap. but the lifestyle is like, yo, it's attached into a certain lifestyle. It's so easy to say to someone, can I offer you a glass of wine? Then to say, hey, can I offer you a vodka?
That's the truth, because it's expensive.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Yeah.
But the majority,
it's like, why do you want to offer me vodka? Do you think that I'm a drunkard? Like, you know, it's so, yes, but wine is so sexy, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but I use the wine here as a metaphor.
Yeah.
You know, of a woman's body. You know, because we dark. You know, so we like wine. You know, we saw it like a dark, because we have there's a lot of perception around the yellow bones that the beauty is when you are brighter. So that's why you see our African girls right now, you know, bleaching themselves. And for me, it was like, no, actually, Indonesia man, like a black one, like a glass of wine. give me that. So it's a body, it's a metaphor for a body.
Yeah.
You're more than love, more than you are so special in every drop of gold.
Yo.
Can I at least experience your kiss? You know?
Yo, like I feel like bro. Now you gave me a good punchlines now.
Yeah, man. It's like yeah.
So earlier on, before we played those two jams from you, we were talking about your fashion sense, and I said earlier that I feel as though now that you're married and now that you're a husband, which is a really great thing.
Yes.
I must say congratulations on that.
Thank you very much,
and also
man.
congratulations on being a father as well.
Thank you.
It's crazy because I feel as though, because you both slay, has your fashion sense changed now? In the sense of saying, in the morning, she just says, "Listen, let's wear something different," or what? How is it now?
We could. I think my wife never says anything when it comes to my fashion.
Yeah.
I think she tried, and she was like, "No, I think, baby, you know what you're doing.
You got this.
Yeah.
you got this.
I met you when you were doing this thing, so just continue." She never. So I just I'm colorblind. I'm colorblind in terms of saying I know only just standard colors, yellow, so I can know that's yellow. But once you start going lilac, once you start going purple, pink and stuff, and then I start getting confused. Yeah. So for me, it's like, this color could go with this. I never go out to say I'm going out today to do shopping, but I always had, obviously, maybe my card, and when I see an item that I like, I buy. So today I'm having a meeting in one of the malls here in Johannesburg. So when I'm gonna see stuff that I like, I'll buy. So I never. So it'd be like, I think this thing will go with, and I'll never buy an item that will force me to wear it with just one item. It must fit in so many items. I mean, the coat that I'm wearing now, it's actually a suit. But I can just rock this coat.
You can
alone.
rock the coat alone.
Yeah. So I think I love as a sense of happiness and pride and value. See, fashion to me came to me wrong. Yeah. Because it was like, for me to be able to attract some girls, because I was not a good looker. I had to wear this.
Yeah,
thing.
you had to dress a certain way.
And you were wearing stuff. We were poor, but you will rock a katisaki. A jean which was so expensive that time. Serut, Ano, all those things. Kavela, because Kavela is not cheap.
It's not cheap.
Yeah, it's not cheap.
It might make a different fashion sense.
Yeah,
now,
it might. Even right now, Kavela is not cheap.
Expensive.
You know what I mean? So, but that's how fashion came to us. I was like, from the township, I need to wear these things so that girls, because you know what I mean. But later, I didn't realize that actually, fashion is a reflection of how you feel inside. When you love yourself enough, you like to dress well. You wanna smell good. So for me, it's obviously, because when you wake up in the morning and you start, believe you me, man, when you the clothes change your attitude. Immediately when you put on your shirt, you put on your pants, you put on your scarflings if you have, you put on your thing, then you wear your cologne, and then you walk out. When you feel good, it don't matter. Even if someone they don't see that you're looking good. But when you feel that you look good, even your attitude, man, your attitude changes when you see somebody like, hey, what's up? So I think that's what fashion to me fashion represent, and I wanted to take that into the music industry, and I think I managed to do it. How many artists now do you see wearing, dressing well? A lot of them.
Zakes Batwini were actually the pioneers of looking good in music only, and every time we think about looking good in music, it would have to be someone who's I don't know, maybe singing jazz or something, but it's now boiled down to any artist. Like guys are wearing nice, I mean,
dressing well, man.
Shout out to you for pioneering that.
Sorry, I'm kidding.
No, we appreciate the sense as well. And
but I think another thing, when you just need to, because there's a thin line between loving clothes and being brainwashed.
Yeah.
Because you must understand that as Africans, in terms of like the human hierarchy,
yes,
we're probably right at the bottom. This is how people perceive us, and this is how maybe we are perceiving ourselves.
Yeah.
In which we were wrong for perceiving ourselves that way, because it's just how the world is perceiving us. So this is how they see, how they impact, or how they talk to us, or how they make us think, they view us as that white people, Asians, and then Africans.
Yeah.
So then it's white people, it's Asians, and then it's Africans. So we are right at the bottom of the hierarchy. That's what they are telling us. So that's why our African ladies now, they want to be white, because they want to be perceived as they. And it's also in our community, when you are a yellow bone, it's like, oh, Ramadan is a yellow bone. So in a way, within Africans, when you take the African race, we even divide ourselves. No, she's a dark whatever. Nah, we want a yellow bone and blah 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 blah. And for us, when we love these particular clothes, you must understand that you see people dressing well. You see people buying whatever, Louis Vuitton, buying all these things. For one reason, they are actually buying value to themselves, because they feel like, if I have so many Louis Vuittons and I drive these cars and I have this kind of money and I flash this money, that's when you are going to take me serious, because my skin is not taken seriously in the world. So enough, therefore, I've got to add
material things to
the skin, so that people take the skin seriously. And that's what we are suffering. So then you are being brainwashed. So you must understand that you shouldn't be brainwashed. You should love clothes, but don't rely on clothes for you to feel good. Yeah.
So Ash, I this hour has just been so great, because we've been speaking about everything. I feel like we should just be chilling here the whole time. But now you've released this new album. It's great. You have all these singles that are coming to it. What's next for you? What's next for Zakes Batwini? What can people say? This is what Zakes Batwini is going to do.
Especially South African artists. I'm sure people in other corners of Africa will agree. When was the last time you saw an African artist in your neighborhood, or in your stadium, or in your venue, in a stadium? Maybe the last time you saw an African actor was Lucky Dube. It was back 5-10 years ago. May his soul rest in peace. We, as African artists, South African artists, we don't travel Africa. It's like it's Limpopo, it's Durban, it's Bloemfontein, it's Nelspruit, and then we're gonna do that again, and then we're gonna go overseas, the US, and we're gonna go to London, and then we're gonna come back and do the one and the same thing.
What about your Tanzania? What about your Angola?
Malawi?
What about Malawi?
What about Tanzania? What about Cote d'Ivoire? What about Sierra Leone? What about Benin? What about Ghana? What about Cameroon? And especially our brothers in Nigeria, they are doing that very well. So they come here. They even sometimes perform in the clubs.
Yeah, that's the truth.
Yeah. Today, Davido is coming to perform in the stadium, but for many years, Davido will come here and perform in the club.
That's the truth.
In South Africa, where he was a stadium artist in Nigeria, he will come to South Africa and be a club artist.
Club artist, yeah.
But today he's a stadium artist in South Africa. You know what I mean? And not only here, he would go to Ghana and be a stadium artist in Ghana. He will go to Namibia and be a stadium artist in Namibia. Now, we have big acts. We are big in South Africa. But do you think there is an artist, honestly, Jomo, is there an artist in South Africa that will fill a venue, a stadium artist in South Africa right now, outside of South Africa? Do you think there's one artist that will go to Benin or Cote d'Ivoire or Accra, South African acts?
I think because they've never had that that direction of saying we want to go into Africa.
Because we don't.
It can't happen.
Because we don't work Africa.
Yeah.
That the fact of the matter is that it's not a mistake that we know of Wizkid, we know of Davido, we know of P Square. These guys travel here. We see them here, man. There's a Nigerian act each and every week in South Africa shooting a music video wanting to hook up.
Yeah.
Every week.
That's the truth. So we as South Africans are not doing that.
We as South Africans are not doing that. And we are robbing other African acts,
Yeah.
you know, because it's not that they don't know of us, they do, you know, like you go to Angola, people in Angola, man, they know my music, Zakes Batwini, oh man, I go there, I perform, people love me, but we don't work this country, we don't work this continent, and I feel like we need to start, we need to open this industry even more. That's why it's so embarrassing. Do you know how much is a gold in South Africa? Status.
Yeah, is it 20,000 copies?
No.
How much is it?
15,000
copies.
Can you read it?
What a wow.
Thank you. Like really, would you really celebrate it? Are we supposed to celebrate 15,000 copies and be like, oh, I have a gold plaque, whatever. So that's why you see each and every South African artist celebrating a gold any other day.
Yeah.
You know? Because we, like, man, we are more than 1 billion in the continent. More than 1 billion. It's an embarrassment then we are selling 15,000.
Yeah.
We're more than 1 billion, bro.
Need to-
These are our languages, man. But because we've allowed ourselves to be infiltrated by another culture, we feel like it's cooler to call you a nigger. You travel to South Africa. You hardly ever hear someone in the country say, hey, nigger.
Yeah.
But your mother say, hey, out here.
Yeah,
Hey,
out here,
out here.
wait.
But you don't hear that on their record.
Yeah.
Because to them, they don't feel it's commercial enough. You know what I mean?
Yo, it's not, for them it's not commercially viable.
Now,
So
it's
we're
not
not going
commercially
to
viable. So it won't make my record. You know?
Yeah.
But it's my language, it's what I speak about each and every day.
Yeah.
Amachita we say out here this is what he did. He has umchitawam, he has love, he has skoten, he has skebing. That's what you'd say. Actually when you look at the nigger, in terms of its syllables, it's the same as lover. So you can say, everyone the lover, but you're gonna run the nigger. You know what I mean? Like you can say lover. It's not like you have to say something else. You can say, you know, I was traveling with love, but no good, no travel my nigger. This is how you feel, and it's what is happening in this country because we have let go of this particular country. That's why you'll hear sometimes when a lot of South Africans, I sit with our African counterpart. They'll say to me, yo man, you guys sometimes sound like Americans.
That's
man.
the truth. I mean, we've actually just, you know, adopted so much of other people and other countries that, you know, it's become a problem.
And for us, it's good to know what other countries are doing.
Yeah.
But it's bad for us to be those countries.
That's the truth.
You know what I mean? Like
We need to
we have to be
originality.
us. We have to
Yeah.
be us. So for you guys to play South African music, it preserves, because an American artist that wants to be played in Africa will then have to feature
African
or jump in a song with an African artist so that he is in this platform. If he doesn't want to be in this platform, then he will never, you know. So therefore, it forces them, even when they feel like they don't need Africa, but when they need TransAfrica now, who am I going to work with in Africa? Okay, because I want my music to be played there. Okay, cool. Now, let me check. Let me check who I'm supposed to. Because you will never feel that you have to work with someone for as long as you are able to get into their market and do whatever that you want to do. That's why you see American artists coming to South Africa and say, I don't want to meet anybody. Chuck everybody out from the backstage and blah. Sorry, man. Because they don't need them. Like, come on, I have your market, I have your people without you. So, come on.
Yeah.
So they don't even know that we superstars ourselves. Like, come on, no, man. I don't want to use the toilet the same as you.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, this is how listen, man, those are African Americans. Those are our brothers in America, but when they come here, they feel like, oh, come on, man, I can't share a stage with you. I can't be in the same space with you. Why? Because we've worshipped them so much, you know?
Yeah.
Because we sound like them. You know, like they like, oh, these guys, come on, man, they just want to be us.
So definitely shout out to TransAfrica for breaking that barrier and forcing people to recognize.
Man, listen, man. Shout out to you guys, and shout out to you, man.
Indeed, my guy. You know, this has been a great hour of chilling with you,
Thank you very
getting
much,
to know you, and, you know, giving us all the music and telling us, you know, I mean, you've actually opened our eyes to so many things that we don't even associate to music most of the times.
Yeah.
But from now here, what's the next, event? Where can people see Zakes Batwini? Where can they interact with you? The social media platforms. If they need you, they want to book you or anything like that, how can people do that?
Okay, so I'm on social media, and shout out to my people on Instagram, guys. Shout out to you, all of you guys. I see you. Shout out. So I'm social media. I'm Zakes Batwini on Instagram, and I'm Zakes Batwini SA on Twitter, and I'm Zakes Batwini official on Facebook. So and then I'm promoting this album now. So I'm kicking off a tour in South Africa on the 29th of September in a place called in East London, Hemingway's Casino. We kickstart the Love Latin Music Tour there. And then we go to the following day, we in Umtata on the 30th of September, and then we're doing Durban on the 1st of October, Quabex. And then we move on other areas. And I'm also going to be doing Botswana. I'm also going to be doing, Lesotho, Swaziland, now our neighboring countries. And also in October, where I'm going to Nigeria. Nigeria is celebrating its independence. I will be there to celebrate with Nigerians when they celebrate independence, and then I'm gonna be everywhere, man. Right now we are also working on helping out with Sierra Leone. So we chatting with we have a conversation with Ndaba Mandela in putting together a concert. Putting together just a concert, a fundraising concert for people in Sierra Leone. We might do it in South Africa, or we might actually do it in Sierra Leone, or maybe a country next to Sierra Leone, and just raise those funds for Sierra Leone. And then the next step will be we celebrate Nigeria in October. But that's just what we're doing. This is an African album, man. This is an African album, so it's gonna be launched. I want to launch it in every corner of Africa. So yeah, that's the plan. Thank you very much,
we thank you. That is Zakes Batwini on #Lifestyle, an hour of greatness, funness. He has his new album that's out. It's called Love Music.
Love Light and Music.
Love Light and Music too.
Yeah.
Which has everything that I feel as though I already have my first song that I love. I'm gonna run with it. It's the one, bang bang bang
bang. Yeah.
It's the song that I'm definitely gonna bump the whole time. We appreciate you coming through, my guy. Thank you so much.
This is TransAfricaradio.